What's up? What's up? What is up? It's Michael Yo. Welcome to the Michael Yo Show. Like I say before, man, thank you for all the love. Podcast is growing like crazy. Last episode I did with Joe Rogan just put it over the top. So I appreciate all the love. I appreciate everybody checking in on my health. I'm good. I still got fluid in my lungs. So I found out that about 3 days ago. Still a little fluid, but it's going away. Also, I found out I tried working out really hard, 30%. I'm only 30% back. So slowly but surely, I am getting back. I got to say, if you haven't seen my special, Blasian, it's been out over a year. But if you're new, I got a lot of new people checking out the podcast. Definitely go to Amazon. You can watch it absolutely for free. Just go to Amazon. It's on there. Michael Yo, Blasian podcast. You guys leave comments, subscriptions, all that good stuff. It really helps me out a lot. I really, really appreciate you guys coming through. And like I said before, if you're follow my Facebook or YouTube page, I put all these videos up first, and then I release the podcast later. A couple days later, I just wanted to give my people that actually listen to the podcast a chance to see the people I interview, because so many of you got questions and you want to find out information about the person. So I put in all the information after the show. So you're going to have it all down below in the bio description area there. I love talking to this next guy. He's been a good friend. He's like a brother. I'm not going to lie. He's like a brother to me. I'm going to bring him up right now. Tone Bell, what's up, man? How are you?
What's happening? Am I here?
What's up, dude? Yeah, there you are. How are you, man?
Go. Man, you know, baby. I'm just me and the dog right now, baby. Just me and the dog.
You know, you got a dog not too long before the whole thing erupted, right? Like the COVID.
Yeah, like first week of January. Got back up. I was on tour and then got back January. I was like, man, I'm not gonna tour that much 2020. Not knowing this. I was like, I'm not gonna tour that much, a couple cities, I'm gonna get a dog. And man, I'm telling you, like it's been nice having this dog, somebody to bounce some shit off of and don't have to be on the phone all the time.
What would you have done without that dog?
I'd honestly probably be going crazy right now. Mm-hmm. I'm already meeting more neighbors than I want to. You know what I mean? So like it's keeping me sane, so I can be in the house and somebody to bounce some ideas off of.
Are you in dog groups and stuff like that? People like no. Okay, all right.
I don't even because I don't like how dogs have to meet. You know what I mean? Like, because I want to avoid people on the street at all costs, but then dogs, decide that they want to say what's up, and then you got to do that whole pleasantry thing. That hey.
You know what I don't like? I don't like when you got I got to pretend like I like your dog. I love dogs, but I don't want to have to pretend like I like your dog all the time. You know what I mean?
This is Buster. Oh, hey, but this is Oliver. Then you got to do that thing, that kind of meet cute thing. Are they going to be friends? And then now if they friends, now I got to be your friend. And I've been living over 6 years. It took this.
Right.
let's just stick with the relationship we have. We don't speak. I wish you the best, but we ain't got to do this every day.
Now, if you're single, I don't want to ask you if you're single or not, but does it help picking up girls?
You know what? I think it would if we weren't in this. I mean, has it kind of prompted it? Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, even now. But I do think it would help if the world were, not in this. But I've been stopped a couple times. I actually had a girl stop me about 3 weeks ago. I'm like, we're taking him on a walk through the neighborhood, and she literally goes, he's walking on the sidewalk and I'm in the street. Because in the neighborhood, like I keep him off. Unless I see a group of people, then I put him on the leash. But if it's just an open street, I let him kind of just like snip everything. And she stopped me and she goes, "Are you Oliver?" Talking to him. "Are you Oliver?" And I was like, and she's like, "I'm sorry, is this Oliver? Is this your dog?" And I was like, "Yeah, how do you know him?" And she's like, "I saw him on Instagram on a friend's page." And I was like, "What?"
See,
and so she was like, and then she kind of was like, could we? And it was kind of interesting, but like I think it probably happened more because he a cool ass dog.
She knew who you were. She knew who you were, Tone Bell.
She might have, but she didn't play it like she did, which also is.
How could she know your dog and not you? That's ridiculous.
Instagram, baby, Instagram. I don't know.
Does he have his own page or something?
He does have his own page.
Oh, okay. Is he more popular than you?
He's way more popular than me. Like he gets all kind of love, man. I can't stand it.
His passion
Like
scores
I
through
got
the roof.
I got friends that just FaceTime me just to see him. Like they don't family members, they don't check on me at all. Can I see my mom? Can I see my my granddog? I'm like, yeah, man. Hold
My
on.
granddog. My granddog. She wants grandchildren, and you're giving her a granddog.
Bad. Bad.
She sounds like my mom.
She out here talking like her ovaries going crazy.
Hey, every mother wants grandchildren, man. They do.
Yeah.
It's up to you to give it to them, but they definitely want it. Have you met the right one yet? What's the tone about dating?
I might have. If I've met the right one, and I might have, it's if anything, it's going to be like probably a reconnection or something I didn't expect. I don't know if, I mean, but you know, right now everybody's talking more. Everybody's like getting to know each other better because there's nothing else to do.
Okay.
The conversations you do have, I think, are a little more of like, you know what? I don't have anything to prove right now. I have to impress you. Like, let's just see if we get along. So that's, you know, I don't know, man. I might have. Also, I'm having. Do you find? Well, you got a family.
Yes.
So when you're talking to somebody, even just a friend, is the conversation different now than it used to be? Like, is it more in depth? Is it more sharing? Is it more, especially after the health, scare?
Yeah.
After you were in the hospital for, you know, I mean, like,
yeah, 8 days in ICU, you know, didn't know if I was going to make it. A lot of people hit me up to ask about it. You know, a lot of friends hit me up to ask me about it. So those are in-depth conversations, but I feel like just normal conversations. I mean, it depends who I talk to. You know what I mean? If I talk to Leo Flowers, it's deep. You know, he's that dude where you just talk deep to with Leo Flowers. He's all about books, all about depth. If I talk to other friends, it's more surface, you know, and then some friends I care about, like you know, we'll talk about family and all that kinds of stuff. So it really depends who I talk to. But, you know, the love has been great. You know, everybody coming through. Oh, speaking about love, if any of you guys that are watching, out of all the people watching, if you want to leave a comment on Instagram, on Facebook or YouTube, we'll read it you can leave it in the comment section. It'll pop up like this one right here. Anthony said, mad respect from Dallas, Texas.
There you go. Dallas, that's where I shot my special. We just talked about this special for a second. Yeah. So, and we were both on Showtime, but we're both on Amazon now as well. And mine's called Can't Cancel This. But yeah, I shot mine at the Wiley Theater in Dallas. I think we shot not too far apart from each other, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So your special's out on Amazon. You got signed on for a TV show.
Yeah, man.
With Ryan Seacrest and Kelly Ripa that was supposed to start shooting probably a couple months ago, like the pilot.
We were 2 days before official LA lockdown. We were doing hair and makeup, you know, where they like test to see if you don't know what a hair and makeup test is, you get the cast together and what their wardrobe or what that character should look like, and you do, you know, group photos, and so the makeup artist can know what makeup you need, and you know the lighting for you as an actor. Like my skin is a little darker than some people on the show, so it's like, you know, you kind of get that whole thing going. And we were just finished a table read, and then they were like Friday, they go, hey man, we'll let y'all know what happens, you know, whether or not we're gonna start shooting next week. And I was like, man, I'll see y'all motherfuckers in June.
So have they given any updates that you can share, or is it still kind of on a holding pattern?
It's definitely on a holding pattern, but like just nobody knows, because everybody's trying to do it right. Everybody's trying to, like, every studio, every agency, everybody's really trying to, if you have a part in Hollywood, everybody has to get their guidelines from the top down, and then you figure out how you, and people are still figuring that out. So it's a hurry up and wait game. I mean, Hollywood was already hurry up and wait, and now you know, everything has changed. So yeah, we're still waiting.
Do you have any concerns going back? Because you don't have a family, but you do have a dog. But I'm not saying that you need a family to have concerns, but you're very lonely. So,
oh, you know what? I've been fighting people that call me lonely online.
It's okay.
Lonely. And I'm like, I'm alone. I'm not lonely. It's different.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever makes you feel better, Tone Bell.
Is that I'm like sitting by the window like 4 hours a day, just watching.
Yeah, no. Instead of who's
I'm
that?
putting almonds out on my balcony rail, just trying to get squirrels to come up. That's how that's how bad it's
Have
got.
you heard that song "Doggy in the Window"? No, it's Tone Bell in the window. Who is that Tone Bell in the window? You're just bored, like.
Yo, I'm man, yeah, I'm getting a little bored. I've done all the puzzles.
But is there any concern for you going back? Have you got tested for the antibodies or anything like that?
No, and I was actually going today too. I mean, I probably will still go today to get my antibody test. But then you hear they say the accuracy is like 50%, so still not having an expectation for that, but hopefully hope it's one of the good tests. Not sure how that really works out, but no, I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm more. My biggest concern is that I've dedicated the last like 12 years to this, 10, 12 years to doing this and growing. So I'm like, what would my resume be if I don't go back to this? There's like a 12-year gap of like I only do entertainment really. So I'm like, so I don't, and everything is kind of spawned off entertainment. So like that's what concerns me. Like, oh man, what if this shit gets super weird and we don't, I don't know. Man, it's that what if that I don't want to think about. But yeah, man, if you work in coal mines your whole time and then they like, oh man, there's no more coal. We going to do something else. Like, oh shit, all I know how to do is shovel coal.
Well, but there always be entertainment. That's the thing. They will find a way. You know why? I figure
But will I jump into that skill set? Will I, you know what I mean? Like if it changes, like do I grasp it? Do I catch the trend? You know what I mean? Like
let's play devil's advocate. What possibly could Hollywood ask you to do that you can't do already?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's developing something new, right? So it's I did, and I don't want to give his platform away too much, but I did this virtual show 2 weeks ago in the studio with a live audience. Okay, there's nobody live there, but I mean, I got feedback, I got a chance to see people, so it was a great system. So if that's the adaptation of what stand-up is, then okay, cool. That was very comfortable to me. But I guess I'm just the devil's advocate of it is something that I'm unaware of, and it's a new platform of like, can I grasp it well enough to continue? And because you remember,
are you talking about? Wait, is this just stand-up related or is this acting related too?
I guess all of it. I mean, like there's, I mean, you look at the virtual, and I didn't get a chance to see. I taped it, but I haven't watched it yet. But the social distancing episode of All Rise that came out a couple weeks ago, where everybody, I guess it was a Zoom or some sort of platform where they didn't do the episode, with people.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
So yeah, it was like a big thing. I don't know how they did it. I need to go researching how they did it, but I think everybody did it from their homes, and so it was like a Zoom call. That was the episode, and that's what they aired. Something like that. It's like is that?
But it's not going to be like that, Tone. Like that. That's the thing. That's what I try to tell people. Look, it's bad,
and I don't know.
No, but I do know. It's not going to be like that.
Who you know? Who you know, yo?
God, apparently, since I beat this thing. No, but look. I always tell people, look, if you don't know my story, I went through COVID, 8 days ICU. I beat it. I hear both sides. Like I know people got to go to work. My thing is just be careful. Wear a mask. 6 feet apart. Do what you can. Don't be selfish. Be selfless to help somebody out. But I do know this: everything will eventually get back to normal. No matter if it's January. I actually think like comedy clubs are already starting to open up again.
True.
My friend just performed last week in Oklahoma.
I got somebody going out to Phoenix next week. Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix. I'm booked in Phoenix and Miami in August. So comedy is coming back. It's going to be smaller rooms. People are going to be spread out. There's not going to be meet and greets, right. But it's going to be back. Acting, to me, should be even easier because it's a smaller set. You can contain the actors. They won't be allowed to get near people.
Well, we did have to do one thing I can share is even just you mentioning that there has been you have to submit, the script that possibly we're going to shoot and then a COVID pass. So you have to do 2 different versions of the same script. One, hopefully
a COVID pass.
Yeah. You have to do a COVID pass on.
What does that mean?
That means, taking like if 6 people in the scene, can we do this scene with 4 or less? Can we make the scene shorter? Can we spread people out more? Do we have to have 2 shots? Can we do it all in singles? As far as what I've been relayed, Like that's how that goes. Like, can we take more measures to keep the show just as funny as it is without the rules, but implementing the rules of CDC guidelines and what the studio's parameters are going to have to be now. So you have to do two different versions of the same story.
Okay, let's say I want to get educated on this. Let's say there's a scene that's supposed to go from the living room to the kitchen, because usually those are connected, right?
Right.
But you don't want 4 people in a scene. Can they have 2 cameras going? Because are you doing single camera or multi?
This is a single.
Single. Okay. I mean, well, I guess because in multi, I guess you could shoot both scenes at one time, have 2 people on one, and kind of stretch the conversation out. Where they talk.
Right. That should be doing a reset. That is probably easier. But I mean, things are going to be phone calls that would have been in person now. They're going to be video chats where they would have been together. You know what I mean? It's they're having to write that way, at least for now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're talking about if you got to make out or have a sex scene, it's going to be a flashback. Or now.
But how they going to do a flashback though when it's a new show?
That because everything. I mean, even just mentally,
you're gonna shoot on your iPhone with the person.
But like the way you're gonna think about it is, I think, different. Like if you saw somebody making out, if you saw 2 strangers making out now, you would think it was gross. But if you saw it in January, you'd be like, oh, this is before this shit hit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like, even to rest the mind on that, I think is what you're chasing, what you're going after.
So you don't. So at the same time,
I have no idea.
So I think I hear what you're saying, and like I said, this is new. We're both learning at the same time. What you're saying is the show, any TV show, not just any TV show, doesn't want to put on screen something that's not safe, where people can be like, oh, COVID did this and this, and you it doesn't look like you're acknowledging that. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I am saying. I don't know if that's going to be the
okay.
Rule. I've heard, this is just rumor mill of just like what I've gathered from it, but I have no idea what the actual parameters are going to be. But it's interesting to see what they're going to do and how people are going to move forward with it.
Anna Sabrina Delgado says, I'm coming to see you in Miami, yo. I'm excited to go to Miami. A lot of people are like, dude, you're already touring? All this stuff happening? Man, that's what we do. I love comedy.
I go to Aspen in July. I mean, that's my first date back. And that's my only date left on the calendar after everything got canceled.
Oh, so Aspen is still on?
Aspen's still on, from what I know. Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm excited to go. And that's not even that wasn't even going to be good money for me when it was great. I was just going to go because I ain't never been to Aspen.
Yeah.
And like now I'm like, I'm definitely going to Aspen. I'm definitely going to Aspen now.
Wow. What day is that?
That's the last week. That's the last Thursday, Friday, Saturday in July.
Wow. I remember we talked about that like a while ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's because it's not a comedy club, is it? It's kind of something locals put together, right?
Yeah. It's from what I know, it's kind of a festival. It's like a highlight, like entertainment for the community of, whatever, but it's like
of rich people,
but probably rich people. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Snow bunnies, rich people.
Dude, we'll get on rich people another time. Making rich people laugh is the worst. Making rich people laugh who like, tell me about those problems you had. Like,
you peasant. Tell me about all the problems you have, peasant. Oh, you lost your job?
Honey, come here. Let's laugh at this demise together.
It's so true, man. It's so true. So here's what's interesting. You were with me in New York.
Yeah. Early March. Was that
early March?
Yeah, early March.
A week and a half when I got back from New York, I got COVID. So did you worry when you heard my story that you got it? And did you take any precautions? Were people scared of you? What was going on?
I don't know if you set me up for this right now or not, but I tell you, I was nervous the whole time that I gave it to you.
What?
And I'm out here doing mad. I felt like I told you this before. You don't remember me telling? I felt like maybe you were still out of it. I feel like I was like, man, I wonder if these dates work out, because I was at a party. I was at a party late February, or mid late February, where I got. That's what I was asking you. Remember when you came out of it, when you could finally talk and everything?
When you can finally breathe.
Because when I was checking on you, I didn't hear from you for like 4 days. Now I'm worried about you because you live 100 yards from me, you know. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, oh shit, what's up with yo? And then you sent me that picture on a Friday of you in the hospital, and I was like, man, you look like shit. You like, I look better than I feel.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you were like, I've been here since Monday. And I'm like, oh shit, and I'm doing the math of like, okay, we left New York, but before that, because I had a hard 3.5, 4 days. And everything you described to me is how I felt. And I never went to the hospital because it wasn't in the news like that yet. And like 3 or 4 people I was at that party with all went down. I mean, every symptom you gave me, I was like, fuck, man,
But your friends that went down, did they have COVID?
Nobody got tested because it was February. We didn't know. We just all thought we were crazy sick. And after you told me, I was like, fuck, man, that's how I felt. And
where do you think you got it at? What city were you in?
That party. I was in LA. I was at an Oscars party.
And so you gave me COVID.
I think I did, man. I think I shared it on you, and I apologize. But
I'm gonna have to kill you. I'm coming after this podcast. If nobody hears from Tone Bell, if he disappears,
I've been thinking about it for a while, and I feel like I mentioned it, but maybe I didn't.
No, you didn't mention that, Tone Bell. It's so interesting that you would still go on this trip to New York with me when you were sick and putting people out, and you knew it.
Hey,
no, I ain't letting you go for this one. No, you almost killed me, Tone Bell.
I don't know when this party, but like, look, we're gonna look at the dates of this party. Let's see if I can find it.
What are the dates?
Let's see. I'll look. It's got to be in my calendar. Let's see. I'm gonna look right now.
Go to February. Did you give me COVID, Tone Bell?
I hope not, brother. I hope not.
You almost killed. Now I know. Look at that.
Let's see. When was this?
He's looking up the date right
now. I'm looking up the date. Actually, I think I got to find that. Because this invite. Oh
Lord. You know this is live, right? This is a podcast.
I know this is live, but I didn't know we was gonna get on me almost killing you. So I like it.
Yeah. I want to know, did Tone Bell almost kill me from COVID? And you know that's gonna be the title of this clip.
I know.
I'm making up. If you have a title for this clip, because you know I'm releasing this clip, leave it in the comment section. Tone Bell almost killed me. COVID.
Here we go. We getting close. We close. I'm sorry. I know this is live, but I think this is the anticipation that we were all looking for. Here we go. All right. So that was Sunday.
I'm gonna put the camera just on you too.
No, man, don't do that.
No, it's already on you. It's just on you. I want you to let everybody know what day.
So I think so. When did we go to New York? We went to New York
6th and 7th.
6th and 7th of March. I was at this party February 6th.
Oh no, then.
But I had seen you in between them. We had hung out in between them, but
but they say it takes 2 weeks, so you're clear.
So, let's see. Do I have a photo with you? I have plenty of photos. February 6th. After that, I went to a wedding in Houston.
No, you're good. I don't care. I don't care what else you did. You didn't. Okay, you clear. You clear.
And then we hung out at Koi on the 23rd of February.
Still too early.
So I'm in the clear.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't kill me.
But I did think about it. I was like, not that I was almost killed you, but I was like, man, I wonder if those dates line up.
But you know what's funny? But when you heard I got it, you never thought, oh man, I may have COVID because we shared a green room.
No, I didn't. I never thought about it, only because after you told me, after we did talk about it, I was so sick a month ago that I was like, maybe I was immune to it. Because you're right, because I should have. I mean, we were close that whole weekend.
Dude, let me tell you something.
We were close that whole weekend.
After I got out of the hospital, there's discrimination, man. There's discrimination that goes on after you beat COVID. I walked outside, my friend's neighbors were playing basketball. The mom saw me walk outside. She grabbed the kids and ran inside.
Yeah.
This was in like late March, and I was clear. Yeah. This woman grabbed her kids and ran inside. I went to I don't want to say the place. I went to a coffee, one of my favorite coffee places. And just because I didn't post that I was clear of COVID, I got a mean comment on my Instagram. How could you risk the whole staff of this blank, blank, blank? And I called her. I said, look, I don't post in real time. I got doctor's notes. You lucky. You better hope I don't sue you. District manager called me. Everything. I was like, I beat this thing 10 days ago. And you up here judging me. It was a manager that just jumped on my Instagram page, started talking shit about me.
But see, and that's the thing, is like, you had it, you're clear. That's the safest you can be.
Thank you. I should be running away from you. You know what I mean? So I don't bring it home.
Yeah, like, you're done with it. You can't spread it anymore. You have a family. None of them, like, that's where people are getting really rude about it. People just don't understand. Like, that's some weird shit.
I gave it to my wife. We found out she beat it in a day. She thinks our kids got it. She got the antibody test, but we went to the FDA one. There's two of them. There's the finger prick that's not FDA approved, I think.
Right.
And I'm sure somebody in the comments of the podcast will correct me if I'm wrong. But I got the blood draw. I feel that where they take a whole bunch of blood from you.
Yeah.
And test it. And my wife had the antibody, so she got it. I gave it to my mom. She beat it in one day. She beat it in one day, and now she talks shit to me. Like, oh, you go to hospital a day. I beat one day. You so weak, boy. What's wrong with you, boy? You need to have more carb.
Your mom is over here kissing her biceps.
I did start eating kimchi though. After that, it's good for your gut.
Oh, I love kimchi. I got on sea moss. People been talking about this sea moss. I went and bought sea moss. Man, I don't even know. I just bought it. People just kept on talking. Hey man, did you get some sea moss yet? You get sea moss? Hey man, you better get you on some sea moss. It's like, I'm like, what is the benefit of sea moss? I've read about it, still don't know.
Well, I tell you this, kimchi is good for the gut.
I'm doing it though.
Kimchi is good for the gut. They got this kimchi at Whole Foods because I can't make it to Koreatown. They got this kimchi at Whole Foods called mother-in-law kimchi. It's the bomb, dude. It's legit. Look, my mom's Korean. She make me kimchi all the time. This stuff is spicy, good. It's real nice.
Because what's that? That's like, is it bok choy and some other stuff mixed up, right?
No, it's cabbage with hot sauce, basically.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if it's bok choy cabbage. Okay,
it's fermented cabbage, and it's supposed to be amazing for your gut.
I love it.
Amazing. Like, here's what
I love the taste of kimchi and the name kimchi if that's a chick. You know what I mean? I love them both.
Oh, do you? Okay.
All the kimchi's out there, hit me up. I'm saying
all the kimchi. But you got a girl now, you said.
No, I said I have a girl.
Oh, okay.
I got a dog.
Many. You got a dog. Okay, you got a dog.
I tell you what, it has been interesting. Women reaching out to me, striking up conversations that we haven't had in years. Like, just women from I've known for 10 to 15 years, not reconnect, but reconnecting. And then it's like, oh, I think this is like, you want to try this again. Like,
because they lonely too. They lonely too.
It's like, I don't mind reconnecting with you, like, just on a platonic level, but if we were going to do this 15 years ago, we'd have done it already. If we were thinking in this way, I'd have reached out. You know what I mean? Your Instagram not showing no progress on your personal front.
But I'm sure you've reached out to a couple of people. That was wrong. I'm sure you reached out to a couple of people too you would have never have. Right, Tone Bell? Because you lonely. They lonely.
I mean, not really. To be honest with you, not really.
Oh.
Not really. Okay. I mean, I got a lot of friends out here still in these streets, like, just risking.
They come over? You let them come over?
No, not me. I'm talking about, I have friends who are just like still having company and
smashing.
Like, or just like meeting, somebody off an app, Tinder, Bumble, whatever, and getting to it. I'm like, my boy Michael Yo had COVID, man. This shit real. I can't let you come over here.
So you telling me since COVID started, you haven't smashed nothing?
No, bro. I am dry. I am, if I can say the term, full bald. I am full. Balls are full, baby. The undercarriage has had no attention since it started. I literally have not had company. I have not had an overnight guest. I have not. But I got friends who got, hey man, they taking a chance. I'm just like, man, I'm good. Also, so this is nice moment of discipline. Like, what's my willpower like? Have I had offers? Yeah, of course I had offers.
Mm-hmm.
I had plenty of offers. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
I'm sorry.
You better out here getting all this.
I'm sorry. I love my wife. Mm-hmm.
You out here drained. That's why your energy's still low. You can't work out, but you're at 30% because you're over here just trying to make baby number 3 already.
And I don't even have to work for it. I ain't gotta say no lines.
Can you call it smashing if you're married? And you know what? You should.
Yeah, it's smashing if you're married.
Just like that. I feel like that's sexy. I feel like I would say that if I was married, I'd be like, man, I got this chicken here in the other room. That's
about to smash.
And I try to keep it. I just try to keep it like as exciting as possible. Hey girl, hey, roll them draws. Hey man, I gotta call you later, man. I got this chick back here trying to roll these draws down on me, just to keep the spicy.
I'm about to smash.
I thought you were married. Yeah, I'm talking about my wife, but we try to keep it exciting.
That's how we talk. That's how we talk. Oh man. So I want to talk about some news things going on. Floyd.
Yeah.
You know, Ahmaud. Crazy stuff going on. It's been going on, but now the world is seeing it. What blew me away is we see all this crazy stuff happening on camera when they know they're being filmed.
Mm-hmm.
What's that mean for when the cameras are off? You know,
and the cameras are off and off.
Oh, the body cam, for some reason, the body cam works. The body cam's never
thought
worked.
About getting a body cam, yo.
Did you really?
I swear to God, I've looked on Amazon, like, I'm gonna price body cams just to keep it in my bag. When I start traveling again, keep it in my bag. If I feel uncomfortable, you know what I mean? And we are different. We are in a different position where, yes, we're recognized a little more. There's certain things that we probably wouldn't get involved in, but the world is crazy.
Yeah.
And I can't say I haven't. I've looked at it. I put 2 in my cart that I'm like, these have good reviews and they're not crazy.
Well, how much are they?
You can get $45 to $300. I mean,
so is it a vest you put on, or is it just a camera?
No, a lot of them are like half the size of your phone, third the size of your phone. And then there's some that are this size. You know, you just put it in the pen. It has like 40 minutes of recording time. You just put it here. You can loop it through a shirt or put on a bag or something. It's crazy, but it's and the reviews of people are so sad, man. It's people buying them because they're like, I'm gonna have to wear one of these. If they're wearing one, I need to wear one. I'm not sending my kids out without some sort of proof now. I can't let my 19-year-old son walk down to the corner store and grab milk because I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, this area is too crazy. And that's nuts. That's nuts.
And with that video of Ahmaud, if that video never would have came out, that case would have just went away. Just went away. Went away. Cops lie. Look, some, and I don't want to say all, because there are some good cops.
But
some cops
too much.
But you're not going to see. But look, yes, we are seeing the bad cops, and we're seeing a lot of it. But you're not going to see the good cops. That you got to think about the news too. They don't show that.
It ain't exciting. It ain't ratings.
No, it's not ratings.
Nobody wants to see the good shit.
No. And let me tell you this. If a cop had his knee on a white dude, it would have never made the news. Mm-hmm. A white cop with a knee. They know what excites
a black cop
people.
with a black cop with a
100%.
You to see that.
100%. Well, because it has to be color related, race related to make news. So the news is doing what the news does. But what I'm saying is, I've heard so much. It's not that bad. Is it that racist? Like, a lot of people don't know. And this is why. If you don't ever have to encounter it, you don't think about it. It goes back to what Dave Chappelle said in his comedy special. You know, now I know how white people felt about crack. Because I don't give a shit about opioids. You know what I mean? Because black people aren't going through it.
Yeah.
So you really don't care what other people are going through unless it personally affects you. You know what I mean? And without those videotapes, without those videotapes, it can't affect you. If you just heard, hey, there was this white cop with his knee on a black dude and he died a couple days later, or a couple hours later, you wouldn't really think about it. You'd be like, all right, cool. Even some black people be like, well, just another day. But once you see the videos today and the body cam, why I asked, it's such a great idea. Body cams bring it to life. You know, it's like the football player that hit his wife or his girlfriend in the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
NFL knew about that for a year. But once that video came out, oh, it was a different game. Like this dude hit, like he knocked the fuck out of his girl. You know what I mean? So now it's like it's front and center. So now it's a thing where these videos are coming out, and I'm hearing, you know, I hate when people say, well, racism, that no, it is bad. It is bad. It's getting better, but it's bad. Because why I say it's getting better is because my dad went through way more shit than we're going through.
Our parents, our grandparents, yeah.
You know, they went through, so it is getting better, but it's bad where I get pulled over sometimes. And here's the thing: if you're white,
so I've been arrested. I've been on TV and been arrested.
Yeah,
I've been on a billboard in Hollywood. My billboard's on Sunset, and I go touring, and I go do a Comedy Central event. I'm driving from Florida to Georgia. This is 5 years ago. I got stopped twice in a day. I got a ticket once in Florida. Get to Savannah, have dinner and a beer with my best friend from college. I get pulled over and go to jail. And I ask, I'm like, I had a beer. I was like, I just drove 9 hours, see my best friend real quick, left there at midnight. I'm driving a mile. I got pulled over for not putting a turn signal. I didn't put an indicator on to change lanes. It's midnight. Nobody's out. There's no, I was like, and I'm thinking, yes. And I think about hitting the blinker. I did, but also that's an indicator for other cars. There are no other cars around.
Yeah.
I get pulled over and I know I'm wrong for that. Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that ticket. Have you been drinking? I go, I just had a beer. Here, I'm being honest, and I know this is an infraction. Okay, you want me to blow, but I know if I respectfully decline, you have to take me in. Now I'm resisting, which is okay. I'm resisting to blow this, and in Georgia, if I refuse, you have to lock me up. I respectfully decline, and I know you have to take me in if I do that, and I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. I have the tape. Yo, I have the tape of my arrest. Now,
did he get handsy or did he get rough with you or anything?
The first have you watched the Sandra Bland tape of like the first 5-6 minutes before they like drag her out and throw her? Everything was the same until they got crazy physical like that. Everything was the same. I keep saying, yes, sir, I understand. Even his partner was like, dude, he's doing everything you ask. And I don't think if his partner was like level-headed, that it would have ended the same, to be honest with you. Because this cop, dude, I'm like, I got my hands behind. There's no cuffs on me yet, but I got my hands behind my back. He's like, put your face on the hood. And I was like, dude, I think that's for violent people. And I'm complying to everything you ask. If you open a door, I'll hop in. I don't know what black man asked to go to jail, but I'm cool with it right now. Just put me in the car, bro. Just put me in the car. At the time I was shooting Bad Judge. I was on an NBC sitcom. And it didn't matter to anybody. I get down to the station and there's one dude who recognizes me. And I was like, I'm not going to let you make a mockery of me because this is going to make the news. So I smiled in my mugshot.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, that's the only thing I could do to really, at the moment, being fucking nervous and scared. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know who I am. This one dude was like, dude, man, you can't smile on your mugshot. I know who you are. I've seen your shit. And I was like, and I turned my head and I go, I'm not going to let y'all paint a false narrative, man. I'm here for no reason, so I got to smile about this. I'm about to do 18 hours in here for a reason I can't understand, but also it could have gotten worse. It shouldn't have gone here, but okay. But a lot of times that doesn't happen. And let me tell you something. You know what really throws me off about this? And I was talking to my mom about this. And there's a what drives me crazy about this is I don't know at what point. Let's not talk about what led up to it so far. Okay, like we see a forged check and a forged bill from George Floyd, right? Didn't look like he was fighting it. He, maybe I don't know. I don't know what his state of mind was. I wasn't there. But from the video I've seen, maybe he was moving a little slow. Maybe it was because the intent. Who knows? He wasn't running though. He wasn't. At what point? Like, so you saying fight, we all know he was fighting for his life, which means you're fighting death, right? You're fighting the idea of death in a moment where you have no control. So now you're already being victimized because the victim is someone with no control. At what point does me fighting death, turn into resisting. That moment right there. Me trying to go, I'm not fighting you. Even a dude on your neck on my neck, your knee on my neck. I'm not fighting you at this moment. I'm fighting death. Trying not to die. I can feel it slipping away. And you call it resist. What's that moment?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a crazy thing because, like, in a lot of these videos we see, you see young brothers like trying to comply, and it gets turned into resist because you're fighting death. You're not fighting the police at this moment. A lot of these tapes is that split second where you have to do something to try to survive, and they call it resist, and you get that, and that's the moment they live on, and it's that's infuriating because if I know what can I do?
Yeah, it's true.
Everything that led up to this was bullshit too. But then what else can I do? Is there a step right before this moment that I can fucking save my life? If it is, tell me. Because the rules ain't the same for me. So tell me.
Well, the problem is, it's not just the cop with his knee on the neck. It's the 3 other dudes that were standing around him.
100%.
Like you got 4 cops against one dude.
The accountability.
It's like how, yeah, the dude is big. He's in handcuffs though. You had his look. He can't go nowhere. You got 4 cops standing around him. You're in car. Let's say the worst thing he could do is jump up and run. He's handcuffed.
Yo,
where's he gonna go? You got cars.
I don't know what kind of yoga you think people know, where if you handcuff, hands behind your back, face down, that you're gonna pop up and run. I don't look. Simone Biles couldn't do that shit.
I mean, it's
the most limber person in the world. I don't know a person that could do that and then still be a threat.
That's what I'm saying. It is
even if the shit was manic before that.
My thing is, it's kind of like what you said. We didn't see everything that happened, but regardless, let's say he did try to fight, resist the arrest. That means once you had him down, contained, he's down.
Also, don't cop car doors locked. Like, you can't get out once you're in. Throw the motherfucker, like, throw anybody in the car. Throw him in the car.
And I don't want to say all cops.
His family at this point. At least he'll be able to see his fucking family at this point.
I'm saying some cops, because here's the problem. And this is the problem with when people go after cops. This is the problem when people go after black people. They're always saying black people. They're always saying cops. I think it's very important that you don't generalize anything, because then it gets lost, because now you're offending the good cops. Now you're offending good black people. Now you're offending good white people. I hate when people just generalize. So it's the thing. Some cops are just bad people, and you saw this happen on camera in front of the world. Now it's out there. They killed this man, and what's going to happen. They're going to try to find something on his record and say, just like they did with Ahmaud when he was trying to run away from these guys. Oh, he got arrested a couple years. What's that got to do with right now? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I know tons of cops. I've talked to them. They wouldn't handle it like that. Once he was on the ground, it's like, yo, let's get him in the car. Let's go. Yep. I don't have to keep my knee on his neck. And it's infuriating because it's a thing that we see way too often. But I also know we see it so much because it's happening, and the news knows it's great for ratings. And I'm not saying there are no white people. Trust me, there are white people that get killed by cops too.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're brown. They're every ethnicity.
It's not to disregard anyone in everyone's life. No, it's just what's propagandized, and what we see more often is how it happens. And then you see the why it happens, and that's a hard thing to compute, man. It's like what moves do I have? What moves do I have? What moves can I exploit to where I can make it back home?
You know what it's like? It's you said it so eloquently. When does fighting for your life turn into the resistance, where they can say it's resistance? It's kind of like when you're suffocating. If you ever gone on the water and you stay down, then you just start fighting because look, I got to get out of this water. And when they're putting you in that chokehold,
I'm not fighting the water.
Yeah, I'm trying to live.
I'm fighting death right now.
Yeah.
I'm fighting that setting in. So I'm going to flail out of this. I'm not fighting the water. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
that's and like that moment. Like I said, my mom and I talked about that, and that's such a. And it's like it's that moment where like I don't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. I remember, man, back in 2006, I was passing through. I was taking a shortcut, but I live at the time I lived in Atlanta, but I was staying right by the old Turner Field, the old Brave Stadium.
Yep.
And I was coming up the highway, and there was like a little kind of like a cut through, so I didn't have to get on the highway because of baseball traffic, because of the game traffic. So I was cutting through, and they allow you to cut through if you live in that direction, but if not, they're like, hey man, you gotta exit the field this way. And I remember I'm going through, slow up, and it was not a DUI checkpoint, but it was a checkpoint of like, hey, do you live in this direction? And I stopped, and I swear to God, dude, the cop. Let me see my arm. The cop was like,
"Oh, I can make that happen." There's
he kind of gave me a weird like, kind of not a come on, but not a stop, And so I just drove very, very slow, being like, I don't know what that was, but I'm not gonna just pull off. So I just I drove slow. And then two cars came up and like surrounded me. And then he's like, hey, what were you running from? And I go, man, I wasn't running from anything. I said, but I saw the hand movement that you did. I wasn't sure. That's why I was slow. And then he goes, I was like, I was driving a stick. I was like, would you mind if I lean over? I know I'm going to give you my ID. I was like, but can I put my truck in neutral and push the parking brake? And then I'll grab you my ID. Okay. So now my hands are up the entire time. And I'm like, I'm putting it in neutral. Then I was like, I'm going to lean to my left to like put this parking brake. And this is 2006. Okay.
Yeah.
2005 maybe. And as I'm leaning to grab my wallet, once again, 2005, 2006, I got a BlackBerry on my hip for work, my work BlackBerry. And he sees a black object in a holster. Understood. But he draws his gun. Never points it at me, but gun is unholstered. Do I understand that? I do. But also, you've seen my hands the entire time. I was slow. I wasn't speeding off. It's that, and I understand like they can be caught in a precarious situation. So if it's going to have to be me or you, it's going to be you.
Mm-hmm.
But also, what can I do? It's dark.
Well, you're doing it. Here's the thing.
You're
doing everything you can, because you also got to look on the officer side. And I tell everybody this, no matter how bad it sounds and no matter who attacks me, there is nothing more stressful than walking up to a car and you don't know what's inside. I couldn't even imagine doing that. I couldn't even imagine. Yeah. Like if that person rolls down his window and just has a gun ready for me and blasts me,
anything.
That's me. Anything. So the intensity level is already up. So, but also that's your profession. So you need to figure out I'm not telling cop how to do it because I never could do it. What they do is unbelievable. But if this is your job, you can't be on edge. You got to learn to put that edge back,
Is it, and this is a rhetorical question. Maybe we can try to answer it, but I'm posing as a rhetorical question. Is it necessary for all law enforcement officers to carry weapons of deadly force? Is it necessary? Are there?
Yeah, I think it is.
Are there? It is. But do you have two different?
Nah, Tone.
I'm asking
because the reason why I'm saying they have to, you never know. Look, they're just like there are some bad cops. There are some bad people everywhere too, and those things pop up everywhere.
And the reason why every cop has to be armed is because of what? Most likely because of the Second Amendment, right?
No, they're armed because those are the people that are called to go into the situations.
Right. But if we weren't allowed to be as armed as we are, if I got, if I'm allowed to get a gun, I can be a gun owner, that. So if I'm allowed to, you have to be more prepared than me, right?
Yes.
But if I wasn't allowed to, you probably wouldn't need it.
But to be honest with you,
I mean, maybe some people do.
The preparedness thing, look, it only takes one bullet. I don't care what kind of gun it is. You get shot in the head, you're gone. You know what I mean? So
why couldn't we use more rubber?
Because criminals could use real guns.
But
I see what you're. But I do agree.
But there's a cycle that's never going to stop. It's like
I know.
Could something be alleviated to increase like
well,
imagine,
it can be, but see, that's what you're talking is like once this man was on the ground and her knee was on him, or I saw a white woman in a Bronco. I don't know if you saw this footage where she resisted arrest, wouldn't get out of the car, drove away. Cops stopped, finally got out of the car, and then she tried to run, and he tased her.
mm-hmm.
He did it right. There are tasers, there are rubber bullets. It's the cop's choice. They got all that stuff.
Right.
It's the cop's choice of how he wants to do it. I remember when I was growing up, they were like, don't shoot to kill, shoot to hurt. You know, like shoot him in the leg, shoot him in. Cops are going for kill shots now.
It's, I mean, even at 20.
Some cop, I'm sorry, I hate to say cop. Some cops are going for kill shots.
Well, even just that, you know, like you see those, I don't know, man. And I keep coming back to that moment, but like that moment is so detrimental of everything changing. I mean, I saw that video yesterday, and I was looking on Twitter, and I saw Ava DuVernay comment on I don't know if the kid was 19 or 21, I forget, but I think he was in Texas, and he was laying in a bare front yard, arms and legs spread, and there were 6, 8 cops, guns pointed at him. At this point, his grandmother was the only one around. 90-year-old grandmother was around, and this kid is starfished out, face down.
Yeah.
Okay. Let one cop holster his gun. Everybody else stay. Where are you going now? At this point,
nowhere.
At this point,
they're going nowhere.
At this point, could you not starfish on the ground? Could you not rubber bullet it now? Could you not make that choice? Could now could we switch from Glock 9s to tasers? If this kid decides to act up, he's complying. I'm not doing shit. I don't have shit. That's that moment, Mike. That's that moment. I'm trying to comply, but for some reason, you're trying to get me to resist. I'm being baited to resist. I'm being baited to resist so that you can use force. What's that moment? What's that moment? How can I say, tell me, I'll do it. How can I save my life in that moment? When you want to get me to comply, I comply. But as soon as I need to make a move to fight death, it's resisting. What's that fucking moment? Mm-hmm. What's that fucking moment? Tell me so we can save everybody around here to know that fucking moment.
You know, we're all animals, right? We're all animal based. We all have animal instincts. If you live in an area, say you're a deer and you know deer get shot, the first thing you're going to do is run. You know, it's almost like I'm surprised. Look, here's what I'm saying is that I know there's prejudice because I'm lighter skinned than you. If I understand, and I'm half black, if I understand there's more prejudice on darker black men and I'm half black,
this shit has.
You should know if you're any other color there is. Because I understand, and I'm only half. I'll never get it as bad as you, Tone. I'll never get it as bad as some of my friends from Houston, Texas.
And I won't get as bad as some other friends. I mean, like, look, man, I get a whole, depending on how much sun I get. Dude, people think I'm Dominican. Sometimes people think I'm like North African. I mean, I get all kind of just depending on how my hair is and how much sun I've had.
Yeah.
And the way I'm treated sometimes, if you don't know me or don't know who I am, is crazy. I'm one of 3 or 4 different, I would say, ethnicities by the naked eye if you don't know me from a stranger.
Yeah.
And I got to figure out what you think I am to be able to go, oh shit, okay, what's I don't know what the issue is that whatever I'm presenting might be with you. I don't even know what it is.
Okay, you know what, Tone? The thing we've done is we've said the problems. Tone Bell is president. What are the first couple of things you do of the United States?
Oh, the main one.
Yeah. The president of the Tone Bell fan club. No, what if you're president? Like, let's talk about solutions. How is one way or a couple ways that this can stop? Because I don't like just complaining about stuff. I want to give solutions too.
I guess what I would do first is I'd have a true bipartisan sit down and not make it about politics. Yes. And we're just going to talk about people. I mean, like I'm bringing Barack and I'm bringing George W. And I mean, and like it's going to be influential politics. I mean, let's see if we can get Michelle on there. Hey man, we've all been wrong, but if people can see us agreeing, even on what side of the aisle, or how, hey man, look, it's somebody that live in Santa Monica don't know how somebody Lynchburg, Tennessee. It ain't the same. You don't live the same. But what could we agree? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I try to have some sort of like, hey man, let's be able to agree that we can talk without it being so and does it work? Probably not. But I think the attempt is worth it. Also, to ask for help from people that came before me. If I'm president, hey man, I want to make sure the lines of communication, I want people to know, hey, I'm talking to everybody. This is not just my idea. And I'm not trying to be a dictator. Like, this is supposed to be about everyone. So everyone has to be included. I don't know what I would do. I mean, the system seems like it's so messed up. I don't know what the first thing. It's so convoluted. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start. And maybe that's why it can't or hasn't been fixed. Because like, what do you do first?
Well, I think what you got to do first. I see my son when school is going on. Those kids at that age have no racism. No. They play with whoever they want. They don't care about color. So we need to bring it back to that. It's about education, and yes, some parents, will just raise their kid racist because they're racist. But the majority of people aren't like that. So I think it comes down to education. I think there should be from now.
There's a moment. There's like we're in a time now where like it's offensive to ask questions, right?
Well, like, it depends who you talk to, though. It depends who you talk to.
But I mean, but there are. Go ahead.
But I feel that everybody wants to ask questions on a public level. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people, social media has made people be engaging, but also like shock jock type. Where I'm gonna say something and it's gonna be crazy, and I want to see the response. Like, you remember those two black girls on Fox? I don't know their names, but they just got fired. Literally, any black dude that wanted to be famous, all he has to do is say crazy shit and say he supports Trump, and he could be famous. He would be instant famous overnight, and they'll be like, see, we got one.
What's that boy's name? Terrence K.
I don't know.
I think that's his name, but like he's on that train, which is you can't.
Look, I don't mind. Look, my thing is you're free to talk, but there are certain things that you can do to be insta famous. So my thing is more about education. My thing is I don't mind everybody having voices, but education. Like if you came to me and say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you, you give me $100, and I give you 50." Wait, I give you $100, but you give me 50, and you say that's more money than I have. You know what I mean? Well, that's a bad example.
I'm trying to follow.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, you give me a bad deal, but you tell me it's a good deal. I won't believe it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But that's the thing about kids. Even if you're raised racist, once you start making your own decisions, there's enough information out there that can combat that.
That's what I'm saying with questions, though. Is there curiosity out there? And if you never learned that curiosity, maybe you don't know how to even get to a different truth or a different mindset. Because I've been rewatching The Wire again. It's probably my 5th time rewatching.
Oh, I love The Wire.
And so there's a scene that happens I think it's either the end of season 1 or top of season 2, where the character Bodie, he's never left his block. He's never left Baltimore. He's never left the projects. He gets 20 miles outside the city and the radio goes out. He thinks something's wrong with the station. He didn't know that Philly had different radio stations than Baltimore. That some people just are not ever exposed to it. And so you have to be exposed to questions about stuff. And I mean, it's
my dad, just to go off on that, my dad told me he never knew he was poor because he never left the neighborhood. He never knew he was poor. He thought everybody lived like that.
Right.
Because they couldn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. It was like racist at that time, and they couldn't go into certain parts of the city. So he just stayed within his block. So he didn't even know he was poor.
Dude, there was a chick I used to work with in college who literally didn't say black or African American. She said chocolate people. And it wasn't disrespectful, but it was like, where the fuck did you grow up?
Yeah.
And she was like, I grew up in rural town, Pennsylvania. She was like, and I didn't, she goes, she was like, I didn't see somebody of color on TV until my 10th grade year of high school. And then my mom she said her grandmother called black people chocolate people. So that's just what she knew. She had to go to a bigger city to be like,
yeah.
And every now and then there's a Freudian slip of like chocolate people. And it's, I don't even know if that's, you only around the people that told you this was okay. So what else do you know?
And like I said, if it doesn't affect you, if it's not in your world, you just don't know. Like my wife is learning I married a white woman. We have mixed kids. So she's one of the most wokest people now. Like she realizes, oh my God, this is happening because now her life is a part of it. Yep. You know what I mean?
And it's like if you're never introduced to it, sometimes you just don't know. And those are people I don't know. But if you're curious and you inquire and you want to be regardless, I mean, to be neutral is whatever, but to be an ally is great. But there's a moment like when you want to be inquisitive and you go, oh man, that just goes. You let me know that it's different for me.
Yeah. Well, my wife is also a type of person that just doesn't like the news. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I'm like, you got to watch this. You got to see what's really happening because now it's not just us, it's our kids. And you need to know what they're coming into. You need to know what to watch for. You need to know what
you can't just watch what tailors to you either. I mean, that's a big, like, I'd rather you watch nothing than just watch one thing.
Absolutely. I read everything. Yeah. Before we go, because we're running out of time here, your special's out. It's called You Can't Cancel This. How many shows have been canceled that you've been on?
7. 7 TV. 6 and then but I would say 7. Yeah.
So did you ever get nervous that they may think it's like the networks will be like, well, maybe it's Tone's fault?
Yeah, we've been over there. Shut up, yo. I did. I have thought about that, and like, yeah, I mean, the first 2 times it gets like, man, is it me? And then, but every time, every show, my role gets bigger and bigger, and then they trust me more, and so I think a lot of them, and they've said it to me, and it's never been on an email, so I can't prove it, but there's always that moment where people go, man, we should have put you in more of the show. You should have been more focused on you because they do those meters of like when they rate the characters. My character always shoots up. Whoever I'm playing,
they turn up the dial. They know something's fun about that.
Is the most watched part of a show. And I'm not saying I've always been the only person, but I have good numbers in that. So I don't think people think it's me. I think they think I've done the wrong project.
Okay, so what are you working on? What are you working on now? I guess
so
nothing.
Nothing. A puzzle. I'm developing a feature right now that actually I got some steam under, and then I pitched a non-scripted show yesterday, like a kind of a game show to network, and that looks like, at least right now, we're taking another step forward. So hopefully that comes down in a few weeks. And then 2 movies that should be coming out probably. They should have been in theaters, but now it's probably going to be Netflix or Amazon
or something like that.
Yeah. And I play Richard Pryor coming up on American Soul. Yeah, so it just came on. It's June, so end of July I think is when it comes on.
You play Richard Pryor. Was that stressful?
Bro, you have no idea because he's
but
just
you
somebody.
Did it in your voice though, right?
Yeah. I didn't do an impression of Richard. Yeah, I was in place of Richard in that moment, but I played me as how would I be as a comic from the 70s.
Got you. Okay.
Oh yeah, so I didn't do it. Was like it's not about his life. It's about his life. I'd have put in that work to try to be him, and also I don't know if I'd accepted it with that amount of time of like not being able to really, because I've shot it, man, like 3 weeks after I said yes, but I was already still shooting something else. So it was like, yeah, it was if it was his likeness and more of his life, then I'd have gone to a different place. But because it wasn't about his life, I just was like, I'm going to embody me as who I think I'd be in 1975.
Gotcha. Well, Tone, man, how can people find you on Instagram at Tone Bell?
Right here. Where is it?
At Tone Bell. There it is.
Man, I got to cut my nails. At Tone Bell.
Yeah, you do.
At Tone Bell.
You do. Yeah, well, I think you're one of the most gifted actors, comedians, man. I'm glad you live 100 yards away. We can hang out. Hopefully, when this COVID thing is over, we can all hang out.
Well, let me know,
and
man. You know, you got a fence. I'll step on the other side of the fence with Oliver and talk to you from 15 feet, man. It'd be good to see you.
All right, homie.
But I know you got a family stuff. So, and actually, that's what I've been trying to stay. Like, I got friends with kids and stuff, and it's like, as much as I want to see you, and I do think I'm safe, I respect the fact that you got to keep your unit tight first.
Absolutely.
So we have to talk this way until we're kind of in the clear. That's what we have to do. But man, I love you and Claire and the kids.
I love you too, man.
All right, bro.
We'll talk soon, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, later.
All right, yo.
That is Tone Bell on the Michael Yo Show. So remember, just love each other. That's all, treat people like you want to be treated. That's it. That's all I got to say. If you like the podcast, subscribe to the pages. Remember, a couple days before, I put it on Facebook and on my YouTube page. It's at Michael Yo. Subscribe, leave comments on the podcast. It does so much for me. You don't understand what that does for me. I'll leave all the links below. I appreciate you hanging with me later.